Thrilled to have on this program a man whose new album, Man Against the Machine, puts him back in all of our ears and hearts and minds. His first album in 13 years. It's great to have Garth Brooks on the Rich Eisen Show. How are you, Garth?
I'm great, Rich. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Thanks for doing this. I really appreciate this. Man Against the Machine. How does it feel to be back on tour now that you're also touring after these years, Garth?
It feels good. A little scary, you know. In the world that I know you from, and in the athletic world, you never get that second half of a career. So, took time off to raise our babies. The greatest gift I've ever been given was to get to watch our children grow. And always said when the last one went off to college that we would kind of put our hat in the ring again to try and tour again. And so you announce it and hope that people will show up. And they do show up. They've been very sweet to show up in the numbers that they have. And now, of course, new music is the next step. Scared again to release that, just hoping that it relates to somebody. And that's kind of where we're at right now in our lives.
Yeah, so how many kids, Garth? How many kids?
Got 3 babies, all girls, and all 3 of them are in college right now. So it's a good time right now because just watching them grow, watching them make their choices and seeing how they're handling the results of those choices.
That's pretty wild. I mean, not too many, you and Tricia, not too many people get to empty nest like you're doing right now. It's going on tour and playing in places that you're playing. That's a hell of an empty nest you got going on, man.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. You know, everyone told Tricia and I, says, man, when the kids are gone, the house is going to be empty. And she goes, yeah, it is, because we're going to be out on the road. So we're having a great time.
So let me ask you a question, Garth, because you have played in many people's minds the biggest stage possible, the Super Bowl. You sang a national anthem at a Super Bowl and a Rose Bowl. What was that experience like for you, Garth?
Well, it was cool just for the people that you were surrounded with. You know, it was Buffalo and Dallas, and it was cool because, you know, you got to see people you loved on both sides. You know, the great thing about going to school at Oklahoma State is a lot of people don't know of all the people that went there. And, you know, Jimmy Johnson was the head coach at Oklahoma State, so it was neat to see him on one sideline. Thurman Thomas was running back at Oklahoma State, so it was neat to see him on the other sideline. And then, you know, getting to do something as big as a Super Bowl with Marley Matlin, we got to do the national anthem, and then the halftime was Michael Jackson. So it was a pretty cool event, and then put it in the biggest bowl, you know, for entertainment out in Pasadena. That was pretty neat. Yeah,
John Bon Jovi was there too. Bon Jovi and Michael Jackson. I mean, did you get to just at some point, because again, you know, they did halftime, you were pregame, just kick it around with these folks and just chat it up?
Yeah, I don't think you ever just kick around and chat it up with Michael Jackson. He was very sweet. He's exactly what you thought he was, just a love bug, a lot taller than you thought he was, you know, but just what a great talent and dearly missed.
I'm chatting with Garth Brooks here on the Rich Eisen Show. So are you a fan of any particular NFL team right now, Garth, at all?
You know what, Rich, I'm sure you're aware of our Teammates for Kids charity, which has over like 4,000 professional athletes in it. So to try and pick a favorite out of those is a little tough. I've been a black and gold kid since I was a baby because of Roberto Clemente, and so I just kind of got drawn toward Pittsburgh. Love the city that shares the same colors on their 3 sports teams. So if I did have a favorite, it would lean toward that, but just love all these guys that are helping out the kids.
So Roberto Clemente was the figure, a sports figure that drew you into liking sports in general?
Yeah, man, this guy, you know, as a kid, you knew everybody. So I was grown up in the age of the Big Red Machine, and with Johnny Bench being from Oklahoma, you know, you had your ties there. But guys like Al Kaline up in Detroit, you know, the 3, Vida Blue, Catfish Hunter, and Raleigh Fingers out in the Oakland A's. All these guys, you had all their cards. Brooks Robinson, because of his name, of course. Boog Powell was right across the diamond. Bobby Grich was right next to Brooks. And so you were a fan of this stuff. Gil Hodges, you know, these guys, I think he was skipper of the Mets at that point. And just love collecting these cards and seeing these guys. And then, of course, it goes over to football. With guys like, you know, Chuck Howley down in Dallas. Yeah. And then, of course, you know, the Madmen up in Pittsburgh, when you talk about Lambert and Ham. These were the guys that you loved, and that was kind of my era.
That's old school stuff right there, Garth. I mean, I like it. I like hearing these old school names out of you.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, and I enjoy passing along to my daughter. Our youngest one's a big Pittsburgh fan, and she's probably the only 18-year-old girl on the planet that actually has Jack Lambert's fat head up in her room. She just loves the tradition.
Jack Lambert's fat head sounds like a great name for a fantasy football team. I'm gonna have to make a mental note of that. I like that. So,
yes, it does.
So tell me the story behind your new single, "Mom," on Man Against the Machine, Garth.
Oh man, just a song. If you're familiar with Garth music, there's also a song called "The Dance" that we do that I didn't have anything to do with writing, but it's my song. I love that song. Same way with "Mom." This many years later, I didn't have anything to do with writing it, but the second I heard it, it was my song. And I'm a mama's boy from way back, but I got to tell you, playing this song live, anywhere we go, you can have the biggest, baddest guy in the audience, and you'll see him just reduced to tears on this song. It's a great, great song about God talking to this unborn child that's about to go down to earth. And when God describes what a mom is, that's where we all lose it. It's just beautifully written song.
And how is touring different now than from the 90s for you, Garth Brooks?
Well, I got to tell you, it's all because of Miss Yearwood. Touring is very different now because, you know, Rich, I'm sure you get this all the time with guys like me or athletes. The hardest part about the road is the other 20 hours when you're not doing anything, and getting to do it now with the love of your life. Those 20 hours are just as much fun as the 4 hours you get to spend in the arena and on the stage.
Hey, Garth, I really appreciate you doing this. If you're ever in the area here in Southern California, I'd love to have you in studio. We could do this face to face.
Rich, I'm a huge fan. Would love to do that. Also, want you to take me up on any time I'm anywhere, and you want to come. Love to give you the star treatment, man.
Fantastic.
Just love you to death, and been following you for years.
Thank you, Garth. Right back at you. That would be awesome. I am going to take you up on that. I'm going to do that. Thanks very much.
Okay. I look forward to seeing you.
You bet, man.
Thanks, Rich.
You bet. Man Against the Machine. Go get it right now. Garth Brooks joining me here on The Rich Eisen Show.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.